media analysis project on the movie Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, but I chose to focus on the two characters, Skids and Mudflap, who are two of the Autobots. The terms I used were metonymy, which is when a subject is reduced to something and then defined by that term. According to Brummett, metonymy can be either positive or negative. For instance, a single person can be made to stand for whatever is good or bad about an entire group of people. The other terms I used were empowerment and disempowerment from Cotoin and Hoynes, modern racism from Cotoin Hoynes, and the nature of media roles from Cotoin Hoynes. My thesis was that throughout the film, characters that are non-white are devalued and set aside, maintaining hegemonic ideals that exist in society. Through the use of metonymy, empowerment, disempowerment, and the nature of media roles, we'll see how hegemony is demonstrated through the stereotypes seen in race. So as you can see, these are the two characters, Skids and Mudflap, and throughout the entire film, they speak in Ebonics, and they're shown as unintelligent and abrasive. And it's obvious throughout the film that their characters are supposed to be non-white. Along with that, their appearance, they have gold-capped teeth and large ears and noses. And I'm going to play two clips to show how they're portrayed throughout the film.
Hey, Mudflap, what are we going to do with this Chicago?
Well, the traffic guy's on the truck and they're waiting for us down here.
Nah, I'm talking about Barbosa.
I'm hearing you, okay? I'm right here and I can hear you. No stopping any cabs in any answers. Okay, I got a house. Okay.
Why don't you get a haircut with your bitch ass? Go on.
And then the other one. So as you can see, the characters in the first clip are talking in slang. They're making references to shooting people, which draws the idea that most or all blacks participate in illegal activity and don't have very good educations because of the way that they're speaking. And then in the second clip, they're talking about not being able to read and how they don't read very often, and they also, the way that they talk is also in slang. And the metonymy in this scene is very negative in both scenes because the two characters are representing a large group of people and they're not being depicted well. The film also disempowers the other throughout the entire movie. All of the other Autobots in the film are shiny, big, polished, taken very well care of, and they all transform into some sort of large or luxurious vehicle like Hummers, 18-wheelers, and Lamborghinis, whereas Skids and Mudflap, not only do they not transform into two separate vehicles because they're two separate characters, but they turn into one old, tarnished ice cream truck, showing that they're of less importance and value. Later on in the film, they do transform into two separate vehicles, but unlike the other Autobots, who are all seen as more masculine, like built cars, they transform into small, compact, feminine cars, which makes them seem as if they're weaker and aren't as necessary to the workforce. In conclusion, it's obvious that the characters Skids and Mudflap are very disempowered throughout the entire film. Not only are they portrayed as incompetent, but they also don't have the ability to rise above the role as a comic fool. Through the use of metonymy, nature of media roles, and modern racism, we see that the other is completely separated from the masses of whiteness to form a hegemonic view that becomes a social norm to all non-whites.